Hello again, everyone. We are Gaming by Gaslight, and welcome back to our Starbound Elithian Races playthrough. Almost forgot what we were playing for a second somehow. Yeah, so when we last left off, we were doing this lunar mission that's part of the United Systems expansion. And a couple of things. One, we're packing some heavier artillery with us, and two, I was hinted off to the fact that there was a codex here that we missed. So let's have a read of it before we go on down and fight the Moontants. Your duty as a worker. You will be expected to work together as a team, and you'll be living on this moon for a maximum of 5 months. After this period, you are dismissed for other operations. Always listen to your commander and assess the situation on whether your commander's choices are morally correct. If the commander is MIA, the next highest ranking soldier is expected to follow the intentions of his commanding officer. There are specific rules you must agree to when you work on this facility. No violent contact with other staff, no illegal criminal activity, don't interact with unknown objects you or your co-workers have never seen before. Don't claim that aliens are invading without proper evidence. You'd be surprised how often this one comes up. Don't bring non-rebel family members to the facility. That does seem very important. This is presumably a very high security and also probably a very covert operation going on here. Don't attempt to eat expired food. Deny all non-rebels access to the facility. Contact the site manager if a major problem arises. Keep the comm center online. Don't shut the generator off unless needed. Stop trying to send nudes to each other. Nobody wants to see your non-existent high-level girlfriend, Odney. Poor Odney. Keep your firearms clean and stop throwing them across the room like 3-year-olds. Evacuate if a disaster threatens the lives of the... You know what? Right there. Evacuate. That's their first order. They're not like those evil Lefia Corp bastards who like locked you up, lock your employees down in the facility with the monsters and basically say, well, we're also going to shut off the emergency broadcast you have going so that no one ever finds you, and, you know, we'll just send out a cleanup team once everyone's forgotten you were even there, and then we'll just send in new people or something. I don't know. Stupid Lefia, letting those lunar miners die for no reason. Those are only a few of the basic rules listed in this handbook. If you'd like to know more about your employment position, contact the site manager about it. Yes, sir. Alright, off we go again. So, I'm gonna make all the same choices I did last time, and I will see you guys when we get back down to the mine portion. You know, I'm still trying to figure out what exactly this area is right there. Don't know. I don't know what it is. But anyway, so we're basically back down there, and I'd just like to take this moment here as we're kind of wandering back in the moon, or into the depths of the moon base here to fight the Moontants and other stuff. Just want to gush again about how, like, well-designed and, like, how, like, just how, I'm going to say expertly crafted, like, the feeling and atmosphere of this mod are. How it all comes together, basically. And there's also a tiny little secret here with a couple of secret things. Because, I mean, I really appreciate it. I mean, it's very well done, and, you know, it's not, like, constantly... Like, it's a very kind of... I'm gonna say it's, like, a very quiet mission, like, in the beginning. Like, it's, like, a good horror movie sort of scenario here. Like, the first... Like, basically, it wasn't until the end of that last episode we did where we even encountered any enemies. I mean... It was just, you know, this sort of, like, quiet, I'm gonna even go ahead and go so far as say introspective look, where we're just kind of, like, we've come across this facility and we're trying to figure out what happened, and we're going through it, and, you know, there's, like, no sign of life or anything, and, like, we know deep down what's gonna happen here, but we try to trick ourselves into believing that, you know, hell is not about to burst forth, that everything is, in fact, going to be okay. But it will not be okay. Things will never be okay. Alright, let's just bust the mech out. Good old XS mechs. When it absolutely must die. Oh, yeah, I forgot. This, actually have to spend our own energy now. Boingy. Ooh. It's been a while since I've fought with these. At all. But yes. Man. They take a beating. Excuse me, sir. Give me the goods. Oh, I actually could fit. Whoa. All right. Let's melt it down. Melt them all down for scrap. Preferably not our own people. All right. Let's, I'm gonna suck you back in there and we'll continue investigating. There's a whole pool of Urkius down there and that kind of... Oh, a violin. Oh, hello, friend. Oh, and a violin, that's something new for our collection. Okay, also, that enemy at the end of the last part where that did, like, a ridiculous amount of damage, that was unintentional, so that has since been edited. Which is quite good, actually. And makes me glad that I didn't immediately come back in and record part 2 until after part 1 had come up. I mean, yeah, just... That actually was more luck than anything, since my schedule just kind of didn't give me time for that, but... means that we can, you know, comment on that on camera. Audio transcript redacted. Lieutenant Yelotl. This isn't right. Something's making us go insane, and we have to stop it. We can't just seal the doors and pray that whatever's down there is not going to kill us all. We have to face it ourselves, and we must stop it. Dr. Chen, I'm aware of the situation, but you know what happened to the others. They were indoctrinated or something. The crystals are the threat. We can't destroy rocks with guns. Sure you can. Probably, maybe. Yelotl, no. We'll plant a singularity bomb to wipe this moon. We have to stop it ourselves before the others face the same fate. We must. Chen, no, you're going insane like the rest of them. We can't kill ourselves like that. Think about what we have to live for. Think, man. Going down near the crystals is a death wish. And you've seen what they've done to Susie. There's only 7 of us left. We can't turn ourselves into more monsters. Yelotl, I'm sorry, Doctor, but it's my duty as a soldier to protect those in need. I don't see that all the time. In stories portraying the military positively. It really depends. That's one of the things I liked about Stargate. It was that the military was generally portrayed as being, you know, reasonable and like the good guys and stuff. I don't know. Maybe I'm sympathetic towards the military because I come from a bit of a military background in the sense that, you know, my father was in the military. Nearby Urkius samples suggest composition of Urkius nitrogen, water, and human remains. Extremely high lethality in victims with an 86 mortality rate, and I didn't quite read that fast enough. Area not secure. Oh no, that was the soldier who went down there, wasn't it? Yeah, I mean, I don't know if that's the case or not, but that's going to be my headcanon now. I mean, we just read about this guy who was going to go down there. He was trying to protect people and... Alright, so, just a bit of a disclaimer here. I have admin mode on because I've actually come through here a couple of times now, and one of these guys I think is doing over 1,000 damage, so I just need to get a bit of a look at that. Could you guys attack me? Alright, well, I guess I can't see it, but I think it's the guy in the hazmat suit. I don't know, just I think there might be a teensy-tiny bug that's causing these guys to do a bit more damage than they're supposed to. Or alternatively, because I mean, Sale does mention something about, like, exposure to the Urkius being lethal. It might have been that I was, like, tapping it, but then again, I don't think that would be the case, where, like, just touching this would kill us, right? Because we've been touching Urkius beforehand. So, or at least the crystals, like, just earlier in the mission before this segment. So, I'm just gonna... This is gonna be kind of cheesing it, but I'm gonna leave admin mode on for the duration of this, just in case there is, or at least until we find a checkpoint. Just because it is a bit of a hassle to get back to this spot, because you have to go through the United Systems hub world on, and like unlock the secret area and then, you know, teleport to the mission. So with that in mind, I mean, once we find a checkpoint, maybe we should see if we can go back and, like, double check this, but just as a note, there does seem to be a bit of a bug where one of these one or more of these enemy types is, like, accidentally they must be. It's like, it's probably something as simple as just, I mean, I haven't actually done any, like, modding with, like, creating custom enemies, but I assume it's as simple as just accidentally putting in an extra 0 or something in, like, one field. And, you know, you go from enemies that, instead of doing, like, 10 damage or something, they're suddenly doing 100 damage, or instead of 100 damage, they're doing 1,000, or whatever, you know. Or, you know, stuff like that, so... I assume... Because when I saw 1,000 damage, I thought to myself, that's gotta be a bug, because that seems... Like, not even lava does 1,000 damage unless you, like, sit in it for a while. So, just a heads up on that. And we shall, we'll try to keep an eyeball on that. And we won't let it ruin our fun. I'm not gonna let a little, something like that spoil what has otherwise so far been a very, very pleasant narrative experience. Another Arceus infected life form detected below. It's do or die. There's no retreat from here. Alright. Wait, is it actually do or die? Because I just heard... To be honest, I thought I heard a door open over there, but, I suspect... Or wait, that's what opened the top door, was it? Perhaps. Anyway, oh my. I noticed there are a lot of guns here. Ooh, buttons. What do the buttons do? Okay, the buttons, they shoot stuff. What are they shooting exactly? Or are they doing anything? What are these buttons? Oh, wait. You were doing something there, Mr. Button. Hey. Oh, I see. If we can... I feel like this is something that would probably work better if, like, we had multiplayer going, maybe? We could have, like, one person who would tank the enemy and one person who would, or even two people who would fire on, there was no checkpoint up there, was there? I don't think there was, so... Continue on. Wait, that's it? Oh. It's me! You need to get out of there! The rebels are planting a singularity bomb on the moon's surface to wipe the moon! Get out of there! Sarge again, I've changed his voice. Or no, that would be, that's probably the scientist who, sent us on this mission in the first place. I feel like I'm missing something, like there's gotta be an additional secret-y thing there. Anyway, so before we leave, just a couple of minor quibbles to bring up. One, if possible, can we get like a checkpoint in here right before the boss? And two, just keep an eye out, just do a double check, because in that one area right back there, there does seem to be an enemy, or possibly several enemies, that do over 1,000 damage a hit. Or maybe I'm just being an idiot and there was actually like something I wasn't supposed to touch down there. Not entirely sure, but just a little heads up type thing right there. And before we leave, I feel like I've got to be missing something. Is this actually just going to take us back home? It does. Glendafu V, or Glendafu 4-2. Anyway, alas, it would seem we have still not got any new, or we've not received any new answers into the mystery of the Arceus. But also, let's turn off admin mode now. We don't need to worry about that anymore, and it's time to make sure we're back into regular-y stuff there. But yeah, so other than that, other like, you know, minor damage bug aside, you know, I like that. It was actually a bit of a shorter mission than I had initially been expecting, but short but sweet in terms of, I like the fact that basically the vast majority of the mission is just, like I said, that's sort of like in the beginning, that very quiet, just exploratory. It also, like, I think probably the closest thing I can think of is the Frozen Waste mission from Frackin' Universe, where, you know, everything's all quiet for that little bit where you're in the lab. I think there was like a couple of monsters there, but then, I mean, I don't want to spoil too much for anyone who hasn't played Frackin' Universe. And if you haven't, is a Starbound mod I would also recommend checking out. We did a playthrough on it earlier. But anyway, yeah, like, you know, I like these missions. Like, there's good storytelling there where it's just, oh god, all the dead chickens again. But where it's very quiet, very, like, nuanced up front. Then you get a bit of combat in the end there. And a little bit of a Moontant fight. And then, you know, that moon is now blown up forever and we'll never have to worry about it ever again. Until some other fool starts messing around with the Arceus, as inevitably will happen. I mean, that Arceus stuff, man. I mean, it's kind of crazy to think how something that is, like, used every day by starship captains all over the universe, like, whatever they do to process it into fuel, like, surely that's gotta take care of the whole... It's gotta be the crystals themselves, like, the intense concentration. Which kind of makes me think a little bit of, like, Mako from Final Fantasy VII. You bloody madman! You actually survived that hell of a trip. Also, I'm a Scotsman now, apparently. You're daring ducker. You can trade what you found at the armored supplies console back at the bunker. And we're already gathering data from the information your sales sent us. I don't know why my voice keeps changing, but I probably have, like, multiple personalities or something. Oh yeah, life is like glass. All it takes is one smash to destroy it all. Well, don't we have a little philosopher over there? Anyway, so yeah, so cool. We can... There's some kind of console thing that we can trade our stuff in. That's cool to know. Very cool indeed. And we shall get to that in due course. But anyway, yeah, so... Overall, I enjoyed the mission. Short and sweet and provides a little bit more... stuff to do with the Arceus. It's not just sort of this, like, thing that you kind of... It's touched on, but then no one ever talks about it ever again in, like, vanilla Starbound. I mean, there's probably, like, a whole storyline that could be done with the Lethia Corp and everything. I mean, they're pretty sinister. And don't try to defend them. They're evil. Dang, Hilotl. And to think, I thought they were just, like, a human corporation, but no. To be honest, it actually almost hurts a little bit knowing that Lethia is a human corporation and not, or is it a Hilotl corporation instead of a human corporation? Because, to be entirely honest, humans are presented as being, like, aside from Nox, as being perhaps a little too goody-goody in the Starbound universe, if you know what I'm saying. And compared to some of the other races, I can't think offhand humans having, like, really any... like, major flaws compared to some of the other races, which is interesting. Very interesting indeed. Just a bunch of soldiers hanging out here. But anyway, yeah, so very good mission. Thoroughly enjoyed the storytelling aspect of it. I can't understate that. A lot of very subtle things there. Also, a lot of good codex entries. Our library is going to be full and fat. Full of codex entries. I love it. So many codex entries. The greatest of codex entries. And I will be looking forward to more such story content from the USCM or United Systems expansion and other mods, which we shall investigate in the future. And I guess before we wrap this episode up, we should probably talk about the future of the like this Starbound series. I think Starbound is going to stop being a regular thing on the channel. It's not going anywhere forever. I feel like this has got to be a secret entrance to something further, right? I mean, it could just be there for you know, for flavor and whatnot, but I feel there's something about that could lead to further depths, if not now, then in the future. But anyway, yeah, so yeah, so I think we'll make it sort of an irregular series. There is I still want to look at StarTech. That got updated a while back, and I've been meaning to do a video on that, but I want to make sure that I, like, know what I'm talking about for once, and we'll just doing some experimentation to make sure I've got all that set up. And, you know, we'll probably be doing some more mod spotlights, some occasional videos here, because I know there's going to be more Elithian Races content. We probably want to also do some more with Frackin' Universe, since that's had some updates. And yeah, so there is that. Also, Our own mod, yes, that's right. That's something we're going to be working on. To be honest, that lunar mission, like just the general atmosphere and mood and feel of it, has kind of given me like the inspiration for what I want to do with my own kind of like quest type mod. So we'll look into that more in a bit. I haven't had a lot of time to really dedicate to mod making, but it's something I want to do. There's been interest in seeing me do it, so, you know, we'll do it. But, yeah, enough of me talking about my own stuff, because, you know, don't want to take away from the mission we just did, which was pretty dang cool. But anyway, yeah, that's where we're going to wrap things up. So until the next time, as always, thank you all for watching. I hope you all enjoyed. Don't forget to hit that like button, or maybe leave me a comment down below to let me know what you're thinking, and what you might want to see from Starbound and other stuff on the channel in the future. And until the next time, see you all in the next video.